going on, guys? My name is Zed and welcome to this video. This is last week I watched number 10 and it's just another one of those weeks. I planned on watching so many movies. I had 78 movies picked out for last week and I only got around to about 3 of them. So, I mean, disappointing as that is, here are my reviews. Starting off the week to give me a bit of a pick-me-up, I popped in Horrible Bosses. Now, a lot of people have your very generic celebrity crushes like Jennifer Aniston or The Rock or whoever the hell else. But for me, sexiest man in Hollywood, Jason Bateman. I love Jason Bateman. Everything he's in, I enjoy. Maybe except for The Gift. That one is kind of like, but not his fault. He actually had a great performance in it. But this movie I always have a lot of fun with. It always makes me laugh. It's just a great premise with three great leading men that work so well together. Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, and Jason Sudeikis. Just absolutely phenomenal. This movie is just so goddamn funny. But what's almost even funnier is its sequel, which I also watched. So Horrible Bosses 2 basically takes the 3 guys and makes them the boss. And they're not horrible because they're mean or anything. They're horrible because they're just bad at doing their job. And to get some money after they get into some financial issues, they hatch a scheme to basically kidnap the son of a large business owner. And this movie made me laugh almost even harder. And it's kind of strange. This movie actually has worse reviews. It did fairly well at the box office, but Jason Bateman even said it was kind of a cash grab, and he doesn't think he would want to do a Horrible Bosses 3, which someone offer him a shit ton of money so we can get that movie, because I love these 3 together. I love these 2 movies. I gave them both 4 out of 5 stars. And then moving on, I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I did not know what I was getting into when I popped this movie in. Or when I didn't pop it in, I launched it on Netflix. I've heard of this movie several times throughout my years of watching YouTube and browsing the interwebs. And this movie had a $2 million budget, which is a good budget for like a small independent film. But what they were able to do with that $2 million budget is extraordinary. Especially this movie came out in 1988. It looks fantastic. All of the special effects, all of the practical effects, the costumes, it's a crazy movie. It's a wacky movie. It's not one of those movies that you go into and take seriously. It's creepy, especially if you have a fear of clowns, which I don't personally do. But there are a few scenes in this movie that I'm like, oof, I get it. I understand why people are creeped out by clowns. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Such a pleasant surprise. I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then we move on to The Evil Dead. Now, recently my buddy just went through and watched all of the Evil Dead movies. Even, is it Ash versus the Evil Dead? Is that the TV series? He watched them all. He absolutely fell in love with the first Evil Dead movie. And I don't think he watched the semi-reboot of the series. I don't know if you watched that one or not, but and he 5 out of 5 stars. He just absolutely loved them. And I watched it and I enjoyed it. It's a great movie. Sam Raimi directed it. One of his first movies, I believe, if not his first, or at least his first, big budget movie. And it's a lot of fun. It's fucking creepy as shit. Especially the little sister that's in the basement area, who's constantly, like pushing up that little hatch, and just very creepy, very gory, very bloody. Just I personally do not like watching stuff with ghosts or like possessions or something like that, because it really gets into my head. But this time around, I really enjoyed it. And I gave that 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then I watched The Willoughbys, which is the new Netflix original movie. It's an animated movie. I thought at first it was going to be a stop motion movie. That was just kind of my first reaction to the poster. But it's a full 3D animated movie. It's basically about these 4 kids, sorry. These 4 kids who have very neglectful parents. And they're not neglectful in the way of, like they're abusing them. Well, kind of. They're just very self-centered, self-absorbed parents, and thus these kids are kind of raising themselves, and they hatch a plan to send their parents away so that they can become orphans. They can, live a life of their own and have no restrictions. And they go on a little adventure trying to discover what the meaning of family is. And it's a good time. I really enjoyed it. There's these 2 characters called the Barnabys. So the parents had 4 kids, and they had 2 of the 4 kids were a set of twins, and they didn't give them individual names. They're just called Barnaby and Barnaby. And they're little weirdos. They were a lot of fun. But overall, really enjoyable. There's the sister character. Her name is Jane. Jane had an incredible singing voice in the movie, and well, I'm sure the actress also has an incredible singing voice. But I wish we would have saw a little bit more of that, because it was such a powerful moment in the film when she really, let her vocal cords shine. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5 stars. That's enjoyable. And then, for the first time, I cannot believe it, my boy Kevin Bacon in Tremors. So this one right here, I knew that it was a kind of a cult classic. It really blew up on home video, and it spawned 5 sequels, which I think the series just ended last year, maybe 2 years ago, with Tremors, Deep Freeze Tundra. I don't remember what the movie was called, but it spawned 5 sequels and almost a TV show that was going to star Kevin Bacon. Who the hell wouldn't pick that up? It's a great story. It's about these giant earthworms that are underneath the ground, and they're picking this small town apart one person at a time. Just a very enjoyable movie. A lot of fun. That's like the main thing. It's a lot of fun. And you get to see Kevin Bacon just putting on a southern accent. You're like, yeah, Kevin, you southern hunk. So I gave Tremors 4 stars out of 5. So I'm laying here editing this video, and I realized that I forgot a crucial part of my Tremors review. And that is, in this movie, there are 2 actors that just kind of blew me away that were in it. And one of them is Ariana Richards, who, if you don't know, played Lex Murphy in my favorite movie, Jurassic Park. Tremors came out 3 years before Jurassic Park hit theaters, which also blows my mind. And also, we have a young Reba McEntire in this movie. I've only seen Reba act in, I believe, her own TV show, Reba, and I've heard her music on occasion, but it just blew me away to see both those ladies in this movie. And then another brand new Netflix original, Extraction, starring Chris Hemsworth and directed by, what is his name on the poster? No. He is the stunt coordinator for a lot of the big Marvel movies, and he's also one of the stuntmen for like Captain America and such like that. So this is his feature film, and of course he's directing this big action film, and I have to say, it's really enjoyable. It's basically about Chris Hemsworth's character is like this black market mercenary, not missionary. This black market mercenary who is tasked to get back this drug lord's kidnapped son. This is why I'm not an actor, because I can't read anything. I can't deliver lines worth shit. The action set pieces are incredible. There's one scene in particular that has everyone talking, and basically it's about a 3 to 5 minute scene that's all done to look like one take. Now, I've seen better one take scenes, if I'm being honest. I was pretty comfortable with my assessment of where each cut was. So I feel like, this guy definitely dipped his toe in the water, and he did put out something that was really well done, but besides the big action set pieces, just all around just badass sequences, this movie kind of is a bit all over the place. But I do look forward to seeing what this director does in the future, because I think he does have quite the career in directing these big budget action movies. So that's 3.5, or no, this exactly, I can't read shit. 3 stars out of 5. And then last but not least, I watched Event Horizon, which I was just scrolling through Netflix again. It was kind of late at night, and I was eating dinner, and I noticed that what's my actor's name? What's my boy? My boy from Jurassic Park, Sam Neill. Sam Neill was one of the actors in it, and you had Lawrence Fishburne and stuff. I was like, oh, this looks great, like a sci-fi horror movie, and I was not expecting what I got. So good. Not without its faults. There's definitely some development issues that I could tell were kind of impeding some of the story plot lines, but Sam Neill was fucking creepy and scary. There's a scene in this movie that I almost turned off the movie. Like, I almost turned it off because it creeped me out so fucking much. And it's basically, the Event Horizon is this spaceship that can create black holes and basically jump anywhere in the universe. And it's the only ship of its kind. And it's very top secret that this ship can do this. And it goes missing. So they send a ship called the Lewis and Clark out on an extraction mission, trying to bring back home any survivors and/or the ship itself. And shit goes fucking crazy. And there's the members, the crew of the Lewis and Clark are listening to the distress call from the Event Horizon, and it's so fucking creepy sounding that I was like, holy shit, like goosebumps. Like, I want to turn off this movie now, but I trucked on. I watched the entire thing, and it's great from start to finish. Like I said, it's not without its faults, but I can overlook it because it genuinely freaked me out. A lot of these sci-fi horror movies, there's a lot of very popular ones, don't give me that same effect of feeling genuinely creeped out. And this one did, so I have to rate it higher than some of the past ones, even though this one's like rated 23% on Rotten Tomatoes, has shit reviews everywhere. I really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 stars. So that's it. That's all I watched last week. I've already watched my first movie for this week. Spoiler alert, everything is awesome. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until next time, guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace.